Hello and welcome to WBPL 76. Joining me this afternoon actually, but evening for him, is Rayford, all the way from the beautiful country of Denmark. Band, no! I said no more music. All right, sorry, they just start playing on their own. Anyway, Rayford, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite all right. We are going all the way back into time and going to enjoy movies,
That's right. And
hopefully.
also, tell the folks what you got in your beverage cup this evening.
I have beer, I have red wine, I have iced coffee, I'm
I didn't know you had
stocked
white
up
wine.
on whiskey.
What?
I am set for the whole day.
Do you just have
It's
a
just
bar at your desk? Damn. That's so good.
I am extremely ready for whatever we have to do.
Okay.
And yes, I can mix it all together for like a one-time thing, but I'm not going to do it for the whole stream. I will do it at the end if I really have to do it.
Indeed. All right, let's see if I can get the game open. There we go. Hollywood Animal covers a large part of the 20th century and portrays many features of the film industry and society as a whole, among them manifestations of discrimination, intolerance, and various forms of violence. We believe that to ignore and suppress these matters, no matter how terrible and unfair they may seem, would be to pretend that they never existed. So this is basically saying that I guess they could just say the N-word whenever they want. I have no idea. I hope not. I really hope that's not the case. Is there like an option to turn off the N-word? No, there isn't. I guess we're stuck with that. I hope that doesn't happen. Oh, here we go. This is called Hollywood Animal, where we run a film studio, and we're going to make movies together. We've never played it before, and it's from the same creators as This Is the Police, and if you've never played that game before, just so you know, that game is also very raw, but very story-based. One of the only things that I know from these developers is that they really put story first and gameplay last. Which has come as both a blessing and a curse at times. So we'll see how this turns out. This is an open early access, I guess. So, hopefully they continue to work on it and make it better. So we'll just see what it's like. Here we go. Let's make some movies. And my computer's actually loading this game because I can hear it.
It's just taking a little while.
New Year 1929. The hedonism of the 20s gives way to a Great Depression. It's true. However, right down the street at the Talkie Cafe, the advent of talkies heralds the golden age of Hollywood and life gives way to cinema. Why can't I read that? It's weird.
Where does the cinemas? I hope.
I do have to say I love the little gradient light on the UI when you move your mouse over it. That's such a cool little side. Look, I appreciate the little things. I really do.
I feel like I've seen that kind of button before, but it's very nostalgic.
We found the animals. Although these are like rabid. Film companies fiercely compete for market and influence. The strong devour the weak. Oh, symbolism. That's what this is. Welcome to Symbolism Zoo.
Oh my god, it's a rat eating another rat.
You purchase a bankrupt studio to build a new business on its ruins. Yes. Did I buy Desilu? I'll redo Star Trek. I will.
It's just like burning your yard.
Ah, we get to choose our name and logo. It's just... I don't even know what this animal is, and I just think it looks so unhappy to be here.
Why am I born?
This owl looks absolutely just depressed. And that's supposed to be a raccoon, I think. No, nobody. I don't think anybody's ever made a movie studio with a raccoon as its logo. I don't think that's ever happened. Trash Can Films.
I have a question. Why is it all animals?
Because that's the name of the game. See, if I put a lion up there, they're gonna immediately get sued by MGM, so we can't do that. That's a vulture. Yeah, that's definitely gonna make people question what your morality is. A zebra, a alpaca. That is a bear. I do like the bear. The 1920s. What do you call it? Art Deco bear. Hell yeah. It looks so happy. Like the bear looks like he's actually having a good time. This deer looks absolutely pissed. Oh my god. I don't even... Is this like a fox or something? It looks so fucking sad and depressed.
I mean, every time I see an alpaca, it's like the Emperor's New Groove I think about.
Yeah. Oh, that goat looks serious. The peacock would definitely be very appropriate of the era. This was a very popular style of flapper, I guess. It's a big fat oinker. A rabbit with a horn in its head.
Huh.
This, I'm assuming, is supposed to be a wolf.
It looks a little bit.
But look at this. Look at this adorable whatever this is. I don't even know what that is. Is it a bear?
I don't know.
Yeah, Godfrey-ho. And then we're back to the bull. Or what is that? That's a water buffalo. Elephant. Gorilla.
Oh my god.
And then whatever these things are.
The saddest wolf that have ever lived. Oh, that's a bear.
That's a koala. Yeah, I'm going to take the bear. I like that one. So what are we going to call our studio? I have to say, this is some beautiful key playing here. And also the motion in the background. Oh, Digsbury Pictures. Thanks, Al. It's good to see you.
Digsbury Pictures it is.
Movies are not only made by actors and directors. Your film studio also employs people who quietly keep the machine running behind the scenes. What are their names? We have a legal executive, a public relations executive, and then a financial executive. So.
I mean, it seems like we have...
I can't change their portraits, but I can change their names.
I mean, we might as well just name him Fred, right?
I'm going to name this one Evil Psyduck.
Evil Psyduck.
Yeah, 100%. Public relations executive. Yeah, introvert Anne will be our public relations executive. Perfect. And then our last one will be...
You have to name it the most common name you would ever hear, like something like Carl. But just...
John Not a Scam, our financial executive. So we've got Evil Psyduck, Introvert Anne, and John Not a Scam. I say Evil Psyduck because he's got like a toupee on. Psyduck would never wear one. Unless he does. Which, if you did wear a toupee, Psyduck, I wouldn't recognize you. That's the beauty of being bald. You could just put a hair on and people will never know it's you. Yeah. You wear bald very well. Along with the studio grounds, you also receive the footage from an unfinished movie. Oh, my favorite. Filming was completed, but it was never edited. Ooh, my specialty. You'll need to complete the picture. What is this movie? I wish I could tell you guys how much I have to say. Because I see the settings here. We have Wild West, modern American town, and a modern American city. I'm a big fan of... Oh, look at that! Oh, that's so cool. What's this one look like? Blind Love. Mostly romance and comedy. So this could be like our Casablanca.
I do feel like it should probably be either a Wild West or modern, like, detective story.
I know, this is rad. Look at the graphics for this. This is exactly the kind of UI design I'm all about when video games. Please do more dynamic titles, and because it doesn't really cost anything to make this one. Like, you could say that there's a cost. Anybody with a finance background could probably say anything's got a cost. But look, this adds more to the game than you realize.
Do we want to make a vote for it?
This could be our it is. Have you yeah, well, here's the thing, Night Owl. Casablanca is a romance and a comedy to me. I know it's actually a thriller, but give me a break here. I thought it was hilarious. This could be the start of a beautiful friendship. I'm going to go with Messenger of Death because I'm a big fan of detective. I'm a very big fan of detective stuff, and I still have a lot of stuff I want to read detective-wise. If anybody's got any good detective books or novels, let me know. Yes. Messenger of Death. The events, prisons break. One gloomy morning, 7 Quentin bounty prisoners stunned the guards, snuck into a warehouse, and escaped the prison hidden in a truck. Most of the fugitives were serving for theft and assault, but one of them was a true menace. So that's the name of the event for this thing. Okay. If the text or any of the details on the screen are too small, click the mouse wheel to zoom in. Oh.
For people with glasses like me.
Oh, people who... Yeah, well, I mean, it is hard to read. I do have to say, like, if I had a mod for this game, I would probably put in a dyslexic font. But I know they're trying to go for that, you know, Art Deco look, which Locomotive does really well. If you haven't played that game, it's a point-and-click adventure on a train. Cool. Okay. The antagonist.
Serial killer.
So, in case nobody knows what an antagonist is, if this is the first time you've ever heard of this word, an antagonist, and I know they teach us in school, but just a refresher, antagonists in a movie are essentially the bad guys. The protagonist, the pro, is usually the lead actor. So the ant and the pro. That's the best way to remember that. And this is actually used constantly in writing for film, so it's good that they put this in here. So our antagonist is a serial killer, a maniac who kills to satisfy his impulses. That prisoner's name is Nick Crow, but the papers call him the Courier. He brought flowers to a young woman, flowers to young women and killed them. After 5 murders, the police captured the Courier on a lucky break, but they were never able to determine his motives. The maniac's first victim was his own fiancée, but the choice for the rest of the girls seemed random. The very next day after the escape, the Courier had already returned to his old ways. Dressed like a messenger, he delivered flowers to a young Rita Peterson, then stabbed her to death. Bill Zeman, Rita's fiancé, returned to work that evening to find his beloved dead upon the floor, as his own desperate screams echoed through the neighborhood. Ooh, we've got like ourselves like a Max Payne opening almost.
Certainly a very interesting character. He might have been...
Oh, good.
He might have been heartbroken in his past, I feel.
Indeed.
Kind of probably had a breakup with his fiance and could not really take it and just wanted to make sure that
That's
everyone.
That's true. We're making a movie, so it can be whatever we like, I guess. Nick Crow is being played by Edward Peterson. Don't know who that is, but he looks like a good villain guy. He's got the mustache. Hella good mustache.
Mm-hmm.
A protagonist. This is our hero of the story, as a detective. Bill had little faith in the local police, so he hired a private investigator, Harry Burroughs. Harry was a young man, but he had sharp wits and a keen mind, enough to solve a dozen difficult cases and even earn him the reputation of a genius. Interesting. Rita and I had just gotten engaged, Bill Zeman offered helplessly as Harry examined the crime scene. The police had already taken away the body, but the bouquet of roses still remained on the living room floor, compliments of the courier. Harry Burroughs is played by Joe Duvall. See, this is the part of being a Hollywood person. I'm like, if I was just to go off of his, portrait, like his shot alone, I would be like, can I see this guy act first? Because that's not it's not the best looking headshot for what you're doing, but back then you could only get what you can get, So our supporting characters, a sidekick. Harry looked around the house and talked to the neighbors, but he couldn't catch a lead. He decided to contact Kathy Watts, a journalist who'd covered the Courier's murders in detail. Kathy came right away, carrying a hefty file. She got right to the point. After the previous murders, I talked to Crow's friends and learned about a cheap old shack he'd acquired long ago. It passed on the city limits heading north. I told the police about the place when they arrested Crow 2 years ago, but they just brushed me off. They figured the case was already closed. Played by Bessie Patterson. What a wonderful portrait, by the way. Great shot, great shading. Yeah, a good headshot needs to show not only your side of your face a bit, but also needs to show that you have some emotion in your eyes. A lot of stuff goes into it. There are people who professionally take photos for actors, and they are, I have to say, artists. Because I've tried taking portraits of my own self and other people, and I'm not this good. And I have a pretty good idea on how lighting works. They just somehow nail it. So that's a very good skill to have.
You have to kind of show the character of yourself and what you stand for. And
Yeah. Well, not so much that, just your acting ability. Because here's the thing with acting. It's not about... So, like, if they turn you down for an acting role, it's not because it was you. It's because you're not what they need for the film. They're looking for a specific look and sound. And you could try to meet that, but if you don't, then don't feel disheartened by that. That's literally the reason why there's more than one actor out there. Not everybody's perfect for every role. Got to find your spot and try not to be typecast, but, find your spot and make it work. Because somebody who's good at acting doesn't really care about the role so much as they care about the art. So this one's from Theme and Events, A Search for a Killer. So the search for a killer somehow figures into this plot. Harry and Kathy hit the road, and soon enough they found the right house. It was a broken down hut, obviously unsuitable to live in, but our heroes then saw a man in the front of the house locking the door. As Harry's car approached, the stranger took off running toward the woods. Harry drew his gun and leapt from the car, but the man was already gone. We scared him off. Let's have a look inside. With that, Harry kicked the door down. The shack was practically empty. A carved wooden box drew Harry and Kathy's attention. Inside were 6 diamond rings, trophies from his murders. Ooh.
yeah, this guy really hates marriages because his fiance probably wanted to break up with this guy.
Hey, we were supposed to be running a movie studio. Now we're just enjoying this plot.
And if it's a good movie, it has to have like a good plot. You have to both hate and like the antagonist. Like there have to be a reason for him to do things.
Here's the thing.
It's just a...
You're right. You're actually absolutely right. There's only one thing I would suggest to adjust in that line of thinking is that there is no correct answer to what a movie is good or is not good. That's going to be subjective on the viewer. Now, the way I edit things is if I watch it and if I enjoyed watching it, then I know at least somebody else will. And that's the best bit of editing advice anybody can give you, is if you watch it and you enjoyed it, then other people will. But also gauge other people's responses. If they're not like enjoying it all the way through, you can find out what parts you need to cut. I'm a big fan of, like, if you have a joke doesn't need to go on longer than 30 seconds or a minute. Some people like to drag their jokes out for like 10, 15 minutes. I'm not a fan of that. That just feels like you're, stretching too much, stretching too little butter over a lot of bread. So you got to, like, really pace it out. Because a good joke is really all that matters. So this next one says... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say something about butter and it being good, but too much, then it just becomes like a fat thing where you eat it. And eating a lot of butter is very good, but it certainly has a kick on your stomach.
People chat. Rita Peterson was recently engaged, and the courier was engaged to his first victim. What about the rest of the girls? Harry asked. Kathy flipped through the documents in her folder. Interesting. All the victims were soon getting married. Harry and Kathy trolled recent newspapers looking for engagement announcements. Two couples surfaced, Rita and Bill, a tragedy already familiar to us, and also a certain Sandy Wick and her fiancé Tom. Better watch out for their cousin John. Harry and Kathy visited Sandy, who was happy to speak of yesterday's strange visitor. Yes, some messenger came with a bouquet of roses, no card, no note, just a bouquet. I decided it must be some kind of mistake and didn't want to take the flowers. The messenger just apologized and left. I do like the detective male and female duo. That is very cool. Because back then the dynamic would never have worked that way. But it does make for a far more interesting film. Because typically a lot of women in that era were typically cast as, like, the lady in distress, the damsel, having a lady who helps you and do stuff. Again, it works really well, especially in this era, because that was very antithetical to the time. Harry immediately had a plan. He and Kathy hired a photographer and posed as an engaged couple. They made sure to capture Harry's rented yellow brick house, the only one in the area. They advertised their engagement in the newspaper's morning edition and paid an extra $10 to have the photo printed beside the article. They had their engagement on. Oh, interesting. At noon the next day, there was a knock at the door. Kathy opened it, and there stood Nick Crow, the courier, smiling nervously in the doorway with a bright bouquet of roses. This is from a secret admirer. Kathy feigned delight, took the bouquet, and ran to put it into a vase, leaving the door wide open. The courier stepped into the house, pulled out his knife, raised it, and then felt a pistol at his temple. Harry's pistol. Hell yeah. The finale.
Now we finally understand why the antagonists are doing what he wants to do.
The courier grew wild. You don't understand. 2 years ago, I was supposed to marry my dear Rachel, when suddenly she starts receiving anonymous bouquets. I became jealous, and she laughed at and accepted all the flowers, no matter how many or how secret they might be. 1 week later, and I caught her in some jerk's car. All these animals, and they're the same. First they say there's only flowers, and then they break your heart. They deserve to be punished. The courier won't be delivering any more flowers. This time he was sentenced to the electric chair. Harry added another win to his list of cases, and Kathy wrote a book about the courier. She called it Messenger of Death. That is definitely an ending for a 1930s movie, if I've ever seen one.
Gee.
The show's movie commercial appeal. This is the show's movie commercial appeal. The higher it is, the more easily the film will succeed with the general audiences. So this is like my Rotten Tomatoes user score, 7.9. This shows the artistic appeal. The higher it is, the more recognition it can expect from the sophisticated audience. This is our critics' appeal. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 8s out of 10s, I'm assuming. That's pretty good. We made a banger here, and I didn't even do anything but hit continue. So, easy as pie. A film's commercial and artistic appeal may change each stage of development. The film Messenger of Death received these ratings after work on the script was completed. Oh, so we actually have to film it. Ooh. See, that's a tricky one. Great script. The screenwriter Maurice Fox loves to write detective stories. Thanks to his experience and talent, the investigation turned out to be a suspenseful and intriguing. The story's elements came together to form a coherent whole. Thank you, Maurice Fox. 39-year-old bastard. Hell yeah. Our movie went up in ratings.
Oh my god, a person died.
After pre-production, the film's rating rose even higher. Casting famous actors is the surest way to boost commercial artistic appeal. But other factors also influenced the ratings, including quality scenery and modern equipment. Yeah, it looks like one of our the actor who plays the detective he's dead.
Ah.
After the production phase, the film's commercial appeal declined. The lead actor became seriously ill. He couldn't fight and looked too thin. However, the film's artistic appeal grew. Joe Duvall tried to make up for his lack of physique with the subtlety of his acting. Production problems were reflected in the lengthened schedule. Unfortunately, the actor passed away after finishing work on the film. Oh.
God.
So this is his last film ever made. At this point, you'd have to make it a good movie. I would be 100% very upset if someone died after making a movie and I didn't have a chance to make it right. That would make me, yeah, we have to do this right by Joe.
I also feel it's very common in this era. Like, if you have a contract, you can't just back away from it. So even if you become ill, you have to finish your movie before you're done.
How are they going to make a sequel? Oh, that's a good question. I don't think they are. Well, the audiences think it's a pretty good movie, and the artistic value of the movie is even higher, and I think that we owe that all to Joe's sacrifice as the protagonist. For his death actually does add a lot more to a film's value, especially if it's the last one they make. It's kind of like Street Fighter, the movie Street Fighter. Raul Julia is an incredible actor. He played, Gomez in the Addams Family movies, and when that was his last movie, he just wanted it to be fun for his kids, and he stood out among all the other people in that movie, not only because he was an excellent actor, but because he came at it with the right mindset, and that's all you really need. You come in there with, it's the same thing with playing tabletop. You go in with the right mindset of, I'm going to have fun, and it will be. So our movie grossed, wow, $431,000. This is how much money the studio has spent on this picture. Oh, this isn't the final budget. Oh, no. Okay, our budget is $500,000. That's a lot of money.
That's huge. Like, that is like 4 million in our day.
Yeah. This is how the creators of Messenger of Death imagine their potential audience. When you start shooting your own pictures, you'll identify your own audiences. Messenger of Death is a subtle psychological thriller with a dark atmosphere and engaging dialogue. The film's audience are adult men and women, people who enjoy a serious tone and an intricate plot, and a lot of quiet scenes, so that way you can kiss your significant other in the dark of the theater. I added that.
My.
So we bought our studio, but also, why is our studio like a mansion? I guess that's just how they were back then. Time to send the footage over to post-production to complete the film. Hell yeah. Post-production is after they shoot all of the movies. This is a real term. Assign employees to handle editing and scoring. At present, the studio's personnel are not the most qualified, but over time their skills will grow. Exactly. So let's add an editor.
We just have to hire a lot of interns and then hope for the best, right?
Okay, so we have two options here. We have Emma Barry, who probably isn't the best editor. Let's see, her loyalty is low, her happiness is low, but her ability to actually edit is pretty low. However, his is also, like, he has great loyalty, but he's not super happy. He's also an alcoholic. I have to say, this is not a good combination for editing. You need to have your wits about you so you don't accidentally cut the wrong things. We're going to put Emma in the role of editor. She's just going to have to learn the best she can. And our composer, we have two options here. Go ahead.
I do have to say, in that time era, females were not paid as well as males.
No, but and also they were very typically editors of movies because that was like one of the few things that they were good at. Because a lot of them were trained to do like a lot of like, war stitching, and a lot of women at home actually learned how to do cooking and stitching and cleaning and all this stuff. It made them excellent at detail and being able to cut and edit movies. That's why Jaws is such a good movie. Not just because I share the same last name. I'm not related to her, but she's an excellent editor, and she did a really good job kind of piecing this like nightmare of a movie together. So you need somebody like that. This next one is Louis Murphy. So Louis here. For our composer, he is racist, despises people with the wrong skin tone, nose shape, or eye shape. So essentially, he's just like one of those annoying, we're not putting him in anything. Lee Woods, he's younger. He does, like, I'm assuming that he could probably get we're just going to put the trainees on this. Because here's the thing, they might be good and they have these flaws in the beginning, but it doesn't mean that those flaws will make the movie any better, and it doesn't mean that they'll get any better because of it. We also have to need to decide who will develop the film and record the music and sound effects. Outside, the contractors are always ready to help with this. Yes, they are. So someone to develop the film, because we actually have to go and put it into a dark room and the chemical processes. And here are our film development choices. These are usually businesses, and they still exist, but not in the same capacity. We can go with low quality, but much cheaper, or we can go with medium quality and much more. Now, this will cost us a lot more in the long run, but I think it's better we put it at a higher quality. Because if we want to upgrade this movie, let's say, in the future you want to show it, the lower quality of movie, the harder it is for people to see what's going on. So we're going to put it on a medium quality. We want this to actually be a good film.
I also feel like if we are spending $450,000 on this movie already, then why not just make it a good movie, right?
I agree. I think we need a banger. Let's go with that concert hall. Sound Magicians or Venus Sound. Here's the difference, though. If I pick nice all the time, these guys will never get better. And if they don't get better, then because their price will stay lower, if I'm assuming, if I'm guessing this right, their price will be lower, but their quality will be better because I've given them the chance. But I don't want to for our first movie. For our first movie, we need to come out with a pretty good banger. So that way our next movie, we can actually get better options in terms of actors and all this other stuff. So yeah, you have to kind of figure out the balance of this, but you want to be able to you're basically making the movie for a movie in the future if you're a producer. And that's what I'm going to do. This all looks good to me. Let's start the post-production, which is the phase after they shoot all of the movie, they put it together. So here they are working on it. You've planned out post-production, but until you've assigned a department head, you won't be able to get things moving. Yeah, you need a whip cracker, that's for sure. To hire new employees, first appoint an executive to the head of the HR department. Oh, God. We need an HR department. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Well, our legal executive, Evil Psydoc, is doing pretty good. Our public relations executive, Introvert Ann, is doing pretty good, and as well as our financial executive, John Not a Scam. It looks like he has got the most salary, though. Might have to change that.
I mean, it's very typical for financial executive to be paid that well. Because you basically control everyone's salary. If you get a low salary, you're just going to steal it. Nobody can check it.
Let's add a human resources executive. So I can pick any of these guys. We get Frank Niederman, Arthur Curtis, and Andrew Gutman. And these are all the choices we have for HR. The executive speeds up upgrades by 2% at no cost. The amount depends on their seniority. So he can make the production happen in a lot more time. Or a lot less time. His happiness and loyalty seem to be pretty okay. He's 51. That means he does have the experience.
I would hire Andrew. He has very high loyalty and he's quite happy, I feel.
You're right.
You want to crush a person with all the stress of being a human resource person? Because, let's be honest, at that time, you basically whip people.
Yeah, and also I think it's because he's in between these two. He has a little more expensive, but not by much. He has the best contract term. So basically, $2,000 a month for 4 years, versus $3,000 a month rounding up for 3 years. Versus this guy is a literal $3,200 for 4 years. So these guys are $1,000 more expensive in the long term. His happiness is really low, but I'm kind of leaning toward Arthur or Andrew. Which one do you guys think?
The question is, how does the contract term work? Because if you only have the guy for 3 years, it can be that we can get an even better person later on. Because his contract expired.
Hello.
This might just be the newbies.
Okay. So you're leaning toward Andrew Gutman?
But I feel like we should make the viewers decide.
Well, I'm not going to make them decide. I don't want to make them do anything. They're just hanging out. I think Andrew needs time. Because this guy's 55 and this is only his first year being there. This guy does have more experience, but he's a lot more expensive, but he's probably a guy who can get stuff done. We're going to train Andrew up. He's going to be our guy. All right, Andrew.
I certainly hope, Andrew, that you're not going to get crushed from being a... What do we call...
Don't worry,
like
sir.
this?
I got this. Can I change his name? No. I guess I can't right now, because I will be changing their names. No heads of this department. We need a maintenance department head. Okay, we've got a couple of people to hire. Got Israel Foley, who this department head cannot use money to speed up upgrades. This person can't do that either. Okay, well, he's loyal, but he doesn't do anything. Like, as much as I'd like to hire somebody who could help, I mean, if he's not going to do anything, if he's just, because here's the thing, he's going to be one of those guys that's like, oh, we can't get a new mixing board, that's going to cost too much money. And we're like, dude, come on. Our first movie has to be a banger out the gate. Your best things have to start very strong. That way you can have capital for the rest, the equity of everything that you're doing matters for the rest of this thing, unless it doesn't. This game is just messing with me. I think Juan Ramos might be our best option, but he's the most expensive. Tom, he could be trained. We can train Tom. He can be trained.
I believe in Tom.
I believe in Tom.
He looks like a very Tom-tastic person.
Well, we don't have any condemned buildings, so that's nice. What's our utility costs? That's a lot of money for back then. Yeah, water.
Some utility.
So if you're wondering why water is very important to a movie studio, it's because they do a technique called wetting the road. You might notice this in films, and once I tell you this, you'll never unsee it. But if you noticed in most films, especially at night, almost all the roads and sidewalks are wet. This is almost in every film since I've ever seen movies. They actually have trucks for this, for wetting the roads. It's actually a plot point in a Columbo episode where he goes and solves a murder at a Hollywood studio. And they talk about how the trucks would work. They would wet the streets so that way when they go to shoot the film, the light reflects off of it. Because if you shoot a street that's dry, it typically doesn't look nearly as nice. So they have water towers for this. And also because they consume a lot of water as a studio. Okay, so we need to we can go off grid somehow. We can have our own power plant, I guess. I don't know about that. I know we can have our own like a distribution facility to handle power, but I don't know about power plants. That's the government might have a few questions about that. Let's take a look at the head of our distribution department.
Huh. This is very cheap.
They are. This is the distribution department. These people's job is essentially to distribute the film after it's been completed, which is actually a huge task in and of itself because you have to know where you can get it printed and copied, and that house has to be able to make a certain amount to send to your clients, which are all theaters across the United States and the world if you're lucky. And this person their job is to head all of that, to make sure that these movies get distributed to theaters. You got one guy who is really expensive over 3 years, and it doesn't really apply anything. But his happiness is 69, which is nice, so...
The question is, we do not know what happiness does. If we can increase it, it might be a really good guy to have Homer.
Yeah, I think this is the reason why he's in the middle. He's in between the two. He's in between these two for a reason. He's about as middle of the road as we're going to get. Because this guy looks like he's like, I'll do anything you say, but I'm super unhappy all the time. Oh, Confessions of a Ladder Maker actually covers some of this. It says this would be the early days of electrification. Also, at the time, California would be a big oil producer. In fact, the wells apparently produce methane gas, or whatever, basically a waste byproduct. You could run your generators or waste methane, getting in effect free fuel. And though not great for the environment, raw methane is even worse. It is true. Who are you leaning between? I'm not going to hire Juan Day. As much as I'd like to, his price is way too high per month.
The question is, we do not know what happiness does. But you don't really have to be happy to distribute anything, right?
Well,
you just have to do your job.
And the other thing, too, is that if we hire him, we're stuck with him for 4 years.
Okay. You do not want a disloyal guy for like 4 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna hire Homer. Sure. I'm gonna give him a chance to get happy. I think if he gets a paycheck, he'll be happier. So Homer Hall is now the distribution department's head. We're gonna close that. We need to get. I just want to zoom in here. So that's our distribution office. Somebody went all out on that. That's our headquarters and our maintenance. Now, this game really allows us to play the game from the role of somebody who's like a multi-million-dollar studio from the get-go. But I can tell you right now, Hollywood back then was not this cool. A lot of it was just brick square buildings scrammed into each other, and that was your office. That was the distribution was right down the hall. You know, it was never this elaborate unless you're running like MGM Studios or something. But that's the fun. It's a video game. We get to have a little fun with some fantasy here. All right, so this next one is for the head of post-production. And this person's job is literally to make sure our movie gets completely put together. And we have one contract for 5 years, but he's kind of in the middle of the road. We also have one on the right. His contract is for 3 years. This guy is also for 3 years, but he's not super happy. No, I don't want to. I just want to know what happiness does. It doesn't tell me.
It has a little question mark, but...
Yeah, there's no... Yeah. Then, of course, you've got your Willard Bailey. I think I'm going to go with Willard from the get-go. Hopefully he doesn't leave us for a better studio in 3 years. post-production has begun. Here you can see how far the project is and how quickly it's progressing. And we can pause it. So it's January 1929. We have $7 million in our coffers. So we are in the roaring 20s, so we do have money. Okay. Build a script department. It's time to start working on a new movie. First, build a department for developing scripts.
Interesting.
Oops. Oh, we got a lot of buildings. Advanced. Cool. I mean, yeah, why not? Why does the script department look like a mansion? I don't know.
Wait, it can't touch like other areas? How does this work?
I'm assuming that these are like going to be upgradable, and so when they upgrade, they expand outwards. That's what I'm assuming. I don't actually have. I don't have an idea. So we're just gonna have to. We're just gonna use this space over here because. Oops. I accidentally hit the Windows key. There we go. Okay, so we have some construction companies that can get it done. If we spend $500,000, we can get it done with 100% condition. This is tough.
When was the movie completed?
Well, the movie's not done yet. It's still being worked on. And this is 1920. You're right, Psydoc. This is contrasting a very dark... Yeah, we're spending a lot of money knowing a bit that the future, especially in 1930, it's going to be very rough. We probably won't have this money. Let's go ahead and build the highest and best we can.
Minus from D. If we do have like 7 million, which is, oh damn, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, if the world is about to hit a big financial slump, we're probably not going to have that 7 million for very long. And the higher quality our buildings, the less chance of them falling apart during World War II. So, assuming they don't turn our movie studio into a weapons factory. All right, I can speed up and slow down time. I realize that. That's why I did it. I wanted to take a look at everything else. And save the game.
How is the music, everyone? Is it too loud? Is it good? Is it
Music sounds good
a
to me.
little low?
Do you mean to turn it up? I can't turn the music up any louder than it is.
It's mostly a question for the viewers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually live mixing this on my left here, Rayford. In case you didn't know, I have a mixing board over here, and so I'm actually monitoring the audio that the audience is hearing. So what I hear is what they hear.
Excellent.
It also allows me to adjust my microphone and all this other stuff. So, well, let's get to work on this movie. It was only low because I paused the game. Well, that's look a little box truck. Little cars. That person's house is going to be worth millions of dollars in the future if we don't buy it.
Buy it for cheap, eh?
Indeed. Gas station right across the street. Yeah, this is going to turn into like a Wawa or some sort of like big gas station. At Buc-ee's maybe. I hope so, because if you have a big studio, you want a well-stocked gas station across the street, because they're not getting smokes out of my studio. We only distribute films, not alcohol. That's right, officer. That's all we do. We don't have alcohol here. As a matter of fact, this is the driest studio you'll ever meet in a swamp. Yes, no, that is a secret compartment for a movie that we're making about making alcohol. We're not actually doing it. It's all corn syrup.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of water. It's spiced with like spices, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
If you drink it, you will get very, very high. from all the various
He's like, it
drugs that
smells
are
like
in the.
formaldehyde in here. It's like, yes, we're making a movie about a morgue. Don't worry.
Ah,
Oh, we got ourselves a thing. What's it say here? After 5 weeks and take of $101,000 at the box office, Hephaestus has concluded its distribution of A Week Before Christmas. Okay.
that's a very good time to release a movie.
What's this? Oh, that's our studio logo. Marginese has released Behind the Visor, and Gerstein Brothers have released Glitter in the Eyes. Okay. What? What? Don't
What?
ever put glitter in your eyes. That's a quick way to never see clearly for the rest of your life. Whenever I see people blow glitter in other people's faces, I get, oh my god, dude, don't do that. You need to be on top of upkeep costs. Thanks, Hidden Boss. I appreciate that. Here we go. John, not a scam. Our financial executive just contacted us. What you got to say, John? I got divorced a couple years ago, and I figured I was out of chances until I met Gilda. We spent all of our time together. We can't get enough of each other. It's always like that at the beginning, but we've been together for a year now. We're like a drug to each other. I feel guilty even mentioning it, but when Gilda visits me at work, I absolutely cannot concentrate. She enraptures me. Today, I nearly made a mistake in the paperwork that could have cost the studio a lot of money. Please do me a favor. Help me fight this addiction. Let's introduce some kind of access control so Gilda can't just walk into my office. Yes, my heart will be broken like any drug addict, but I'd hate to hurt your business and ruin my career. John, not a scam.
I mean, he is not loyal or
100% doing the bros before hoes.
Indeed.
Jeez.
This is very much a scam, but I do feel like this guy needs to be whipped just a little bit. We totally can't just throw the lady out, right?
I can increase his happiness or his loyalty. I think I should increase his happiness. Because he's already pretty much at 50
I mean,
loyalty.
we want him to be more loyal. It doesn't matter if he's depressed, right? He can still work.
Knowing the writers of this game and how brutal they can be, yeah, no, lowering his happiness will have no negative effects on his life in the future at all. Especially since I played and beat This Is the Police and I know what these writers are capable of doing. No. Last month you spent...
Talk with free hands.
Yeah.
What kind of move title is that?
A Clock with 3 Hands. Oh, that's actually a pretty clever name. I don't know what a movie would be, but that's actually a cool title. Clock with 3 Hands. It sounds like a mystery title. Our movie's almost done being edited. It's ready for distribution.
Woohoo!
So we spent $36,000 on post-production. Probably way too expensive. Oh, what?
What?
Meh.
How dare they?
Oh, okay. The film's
Oh.
commercial and artistic ratings dropped a bit, but don't be upset. You did everything you could. Your studio still has a low level of employees and technology. Well, I have to say, still a 7 and an 8.5 is still pretty darn good for a first movie.
I'm very upset and I am going to drink about it. That's what you do in that times, right?
Yeah, and look, everyone gained experience from it, which is important, especially our boy Willard, who is doing his very best to keep everything together. Ooh, we get to choose our poster now.
Hmm.
What is the most provocative? Rayford, Night Owl says, following, very, very importantly, for legal reasons, the following redeem does not apply to you. Water break. Oh, thanks.
Is that because I'm drinking beer with whiskey in it? I see what you did, Night Owl.
Option 1 does look great, Tark. Oh, you redeemed pet. Well, I'll go ahead and pet the possum. They have been sufficiently petted. Messenger of Death. Yeah, I have to agree with that, Tark. Option 1 does look really good. Second as well. I like 1. That's why I'm torn between 1 and 2. Looks great. Yeah. Where does the movie take place? Not in the woods. Actually, I just started to realize there are, like, yeah, let's pick the first one. Or the second one. I like the first one. Because then I could see the actress in the cover. Yeah, we don't, like, she's already gonna have a dead body in there, but, like, we need the other person in here too. All right, let's put these movies together. The release calendar displays all the films being shown across America for the foreseeable future. The studio's previous owners already chose a release date for this film. You'll choose the release date of the next film yourself. You don't just own a studio, but a whole network of 91 cinemas. Oh, that's why we have that money. You can run your films in your cinemas for free, but that's not going to be enough to reach a wide audience. You'll need to rent other theaters if you want a solid box office receipt. Yeah. The studio's previous owners already arranged this and paid the film's rental costs. In the first week, the film's scheduled to be shown in 7,185 times. Some 3,185 of these screenings will take place in your cinemas, leaving 4,000 screenings across other cinemas. Next time, you'll have to plan and pay for the rental cost yourself. The screenings and rentals are scheduled out for weeks from release. Once they expire, you can extend your rentals if you think the film can still make a profit. They'll start printing the film tomorrow and will be finished and ready for distribution in 5 weeks. Distribution goes out all at once when they're done printing. Printing speed and cost vary by contractor. The studio's previous owners already paid to have this film printed. Excellent. I love that little calendar. Typically, a film begins promotions a few weeks before the premiere, so the advertising has time to gain momentum. The studio's previous owners already arranged the advertising campaign, but in the future, you'll have to decide everything yourself. Oh, good. I walked into a lot here. Your film is being promoted by an advertising agency. It's time to tell them the audience they should target. So his previous owner already paid for this agency the promotion of 3 films. After that, you'll have to arrange the advertising yourself. Oh, we're going to be talking. This is going to be for adults.
Indeed.
Audiences will soon be watching your first film. Good luck. Yeah, look at this, like, background. That is so cool. Like, they didn't have to put this green strip with these moving vector graphics stuff in the back, but it just looks so good. Woo! First movie out and in the can. And in the can means they're putting it inside of film tins. Homer Hall messaged us. He says, "You ask me, Messenger of Death is a surefire hit. A farewell film by a young star. The story has a soul, but it will go all to waste unless it's released at the right moment. The studio's former owners were mindful of these things. They scheduled production carefully and chose a good window for releasing the film. right when the public would be hungry, and there is no practically no competition. But when the old film studio closed its doors, those parasites from Margine's Pictures decided Messenger of Death would never see the light of day. I don't know who was pulling their strings, but they convinced all the theater owners to give them our slots. The film the Margines are releasing instead doesn't even have a title yet. But you know what kind of slop they serve the audience? Probably something like Yesterday's Fart or Wet Armpits. The truth is on our side. We have all the documents, but a court battle would be long and pointless. We'll miss the moment, and no compensation will cover that. Instead, I suggest we use all our connections and all our influence and remind the theater owners that our agreements have to be honored.
And what is the currency you're using for it?
I don't know. Influence.
I see. I mean, a deal is a deal, right?
It is. We better keep our heads down, or because I think
I mean, if we're already backing out now before we have even started the movie, what would people think about us?
I'm going to trust Homer on this one. Let's see how it plays out. You can spend influence points to advance your interests and solve problems in various and often unconventional ways. Ah. I didn't know I had that. Because they just added it. Probably should add that. Let's see. The Statue of No Liberty. Nice. Asphalt Skin. Okay. Glitter in the Eye. Oh, it's concluded. They took 357,000 at the box office. Nice. Yeah, the Margineses have concluded the distribution of Behind the Visor. They got 88,000. What a bunch of slobs. Yeah, no, they not only did they try to muscle us out of our slots, but they also make slop? Hell no, not in my fucking Hollywood. Get out of here.
Look at all that money we have.
I know. We're going to lose it all in the next 10 years. I mean, the Great Depression's right around the corner. You're going to see a lot of people tanking their happiness. Also, our new script studio is almost completed, a little bit over what I was hoping for. But until I get a script department, I can't make a new movie. Hey, Wolf says, on a whole, I think I'd rather watch Yesterday's Fart than Wet Armpit, but I think that both go to straight to VHS. Station manager Diggs here. Yeah, we're running a studio, Diggs, called Digsbury Studio. We even picked the bear as the icon as well. Because all the other animals looked hilarious. But I like that because the bear looks very happy to be here.
The greatest movie studio that have ever lived.
Bronze shoes and diplomatic refusal. We need to get some. We need to get some good actors in here. Do some more fun movies. But first, I gotta wait till my script department's being built. Oh, here's Tom Schutz, who says, construction of the script department is going according to plan so far, but there's a small snag. According to the architect's vision, a large red leaf maple should be central decorative element. The contractors found a suitable tree in the reserve on the border between Ontario and Minnesota, and already agreed on a price and transportation, but the inspector who issues the permit is playing coy. He says he can't say how long the paperwork will take, maybe a week, maybe a month or two. Oh, he's trying to shake us down. You know as well as I do, sometimes you need to grease the gears. $200 cash and a tree will be the road to California tonight. But I don't want all our plans disrupted because of some petty bureaucrat. What do you think?
This is very typical for that era. Like, at that time, all police officers, if they're not raising hands, they're not police officers at all. Like, you are not allowed to step around in Hollywood if you're not taking bribe.
No more triangles. All right, I'm gonna do my best. What do you think? We should bribe the head of maintenance here. And we're being shaken down for sure.
If you are not giving bribes around that time, you would have a very, very bad image because all the police officers would very much just, yeah.
Ah, we need cash. That's why it was a hard thing, because when an issue needs to be resolved quickly and discreetly, the funds in the studio's bank account can be useless. When the situation gets tricky, cash is king. Yeah, they don't want an IOU. They want the money now. I see what you mean. So we got 6,000 in our studio bank, and then 6 million in our actual bank account, which I'm assuming is stocks and all kinds of other stuff. Got a couple new movies that just got released. A Villa Without an Owner. Okay, that's just an abandoned house. And let's see, 4 weeks in take of 7. Oh, this almost made $1 million. The Gerstein brothers has concluded its distribution of A Cloudy Eye. Not bad. I mean, I know they're competition, but if they're good, then, hell yeah. That means that they're very talented people might see us as an opportunity. Let's see. Today is March 9th, which is actually my birthday. Diggs' birthday is actually March 8th. And nothing's happening on this day. Because we're not born yet. That's right. Oh. See, the cool shit doesn't happen on those days until we're born. Oh. Someone's flying one of those death traps in the air. The script department. 100% condition. Okay, we need a head for the script department, Rayford.
We certainly do. I think we should take Heckfo. I don't like the guy, but he do seem like the boring stereotype of, yeah, this guy will make movies, but
he can use influence points, or he can use the bank. I kind of want to get Ricardo Schwartz. He is a bit more expensive.
But he do seem both happy and loyal.
Yeah, we need that. Hired. Now, choose your favorite genres. This is what your writing team will specialize in. All right.
This is very important. The most important decision in our life.
Well, since we released a detective film, we're definitely going to have to pick that. People will be expecting us. Happy pre-birthday, yeah. The next one...
The question is, what is Star Trek? That would be an adventure movie, correct? Or would it be an action movie?
It would be an adventure drama and action. If you were using these options. Yeah, I'm going with detective and action. I think that'll definitely get us a lot of views.
You know, it might be a good idea to take either adventure or thriller.
Yeah, thriller does pair with detective better. then maybe not action. Yeah. No, people come to the theater for that too. Yeah. That looks fine. We'll make action, thriller, detective movies. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, we got to get our screenwriters. 2 of them already have pipes.
Oh, do we want to take the young guy? I feel like that would be a really bad decision, but we do not even have to choose.
Oh, wait, no. That's Rayford Pipeman, our screenwriter. Yeah, we get them all. And Little Willie, because they just put their name in that. So why not? I didn't even know that was redeemed. Cool. It's funny because these faces look somewhat familiar, but not enough to like place them anywhere. And that's why I like this art style. I like the people who do the animation and art for these games. And Tark. Why not? So Rayford Pipeman. I don't know, it just sounds like a really cool name. Like a good pen name.
Can work on a new script. Select the script department building.
Yeah.
It is time for us to make our movie.
The department worked up several ideas for the first script. Let's take a look. Choose any idea you like and a screenwriter will develop it into a full screenplay. We're going to write one about a detective, because of course we will. Oh, and here's our traits. Okay, so here's what our screenwriters are known for. Tark has a gambling problem, wants nothing more than to even the scales and win back everything that he lost during his previous attempts to win back everything that he lost during his previous attempts to win back everything he lost. Wow. This next one is, and Rayford is apparently racist. Wow, Rayford.
Wow.
And apparently Little Willie is just lazy. His clumsiness, slowness, and lack of initiative irritate his results-oriented colleagues. Well, Rayford Pipeman, what's this? So...
And Tank is a gambler, is he?
He is. He's also very unhappy.
But it is a...
They're all going to take the same time. And he's good at writing a detective. And that's kind of like the idea. Is what we want. If we need an action movie, we'll hire Rayford Pipeman. Oh, this is a genre.
As long as it's not a female
Little
or
Willie.
anything else, it have to be a white male or he will not work with it. Oh my god.
Well, I got one writer on that one. Let's get our next writer. This one is an action movie. And we're going to give it to...
Might
Rayford.
as well let me do it.
Yeah.
This could never go on, right?
No finished scripts, but now they're writing. They got a whole couple months to finish writing a good script. Continuing to develop your film studio is key to your success. Pick an upgrade. Ooh, upgrade. Ooh, look at this upgrade screen. Now that is fancy. No matter who's working in your script department, no one knows better than you what a film needs to be successful. With this upgrade, you can write your own stories. Yeah, this sounds exactly like a business executive's idea of how a movie should be. No one should know better than you. You're the one with the money.
I'm curious about all the other upgrades.
Some
Like, this
improvements
is
take a
certainly
while. Development heads in time will learn to speed up the process, so it's wise to hold on to your experienced employees. I'm not giving you
Oh
100K.
god.
Oh, so if I pay you an extra $30, you'll give me a couple days? Yeah, no.
Edits.
Nobody knows
Freelance.
movies better than me.
Oh my god, freelance writer's office? Let me see that one.
Can't upgrade to at the same time.
Ah. Gosh damn.
But this is the one they want me to for the opening of the game, so that's what we're going to do. But yeah, I dig this. This is a really cool background for this. And that was just for the script department. Build a production and pre-production department. Yes, these two are also very important to have. Let's go ahead and do that. So pre-production, this is where they do all of the, director's sets. They just basically, they do everything that you kind of do before you shoot the movie. They're doing like all the planning and reading of the script and all that other stuff. And it's usually it's in the same building here, but I guess they're going to make it so we have like our own little place. So pre-production.
I feel like we have such a small area when these buildings are so big.
Yeah, I'm going to try to move this near the barrier as far as I can get it. Because I need to maximize my space. So I'm assuming there's going to be more buildings. I can spend more of the studio's money because we need this movie studio done a lot sooner. But also we need it to be in good condition. Yeah, I'm just gonna go full on. We're good condition. I want it to be a good condition. I want this whole movie set, everything that we have, to be in good condition when we initially build it. Because then, if the time goes on, things crumble, fall apart, I can pay for the maintenance to keep it up. But I don't want to keep maintenance on something that's like half of a building and barely holding together. You're like, yeah, they used a lot of ramen in the walls or whatever, and you're like, what? Why? It was just the time, So this is the production.
Oh no, it's too. Right there.
Yeah, we want this to be a good production set. I don't want. It's William Shatner when he first started shooting Star Trek after the pilot episode was good. Like the Desilu Studios were all just like these really tightly compacted like warehouses and really tiny space, and where it is now it's much bigger. But back then it was really like run down, and like there were bees inside one of the studios, like inside one of the ceilings where the electric grid was. And like during one of the scenes for Star Trek, William Shatner just ended up getting stung like right above his eye while he was filming. And he still went on to make more Star Trek. I didn't expect that. Because I didn't think he would ever stand for something like that, but he absolutely did. We got some upgrades going on here. All right, so we're building our pre-production and our actual production, so we'll be able to actually shoot these movies. And hopefully the scripts will be done before or after the sets are done built, so that'll be good, or at least the offices. So next we're gonna need a security office. I need to put the security office someplace. Looks like they're all just
The
going to be
most important building, they say. Or at least I will beat you until you say it.
I'm not too worried about... Let's see, how many more? Yeah, we still got a couple. Yeah, let's split down the middle. What are you thinking? Like here?
Yeah, let's split down the middle.
All right, I'm not worried about the security office being super high tech. I just more so the place where we actually make money. Those need to be good. It's the same rule when you buy a mattress or a bed. You get a good one. It's expensive, but you need good sleep. Security office, not so much. They can whatever. What is this supposed to be? I don't know.
Do we have a producer office?
No. Recruit new producers for your studio. Yeah, let's go ahead and put it in here then. Oh, come on. Let me put like a tiny one right here. Ugh. The producer's office. Let's see. Can I put them like way back here where nobody can see them? Yeah.
I really wish you could. Like, I really hope in the future you could buy more land. Or we would be very, very hungry for like any kind of space.
I'm assuming I could demolish things and move them around. You think we can afford walls? The walls are filled with asbestos and Elmer's glue. Well, Messenger of Death, oh, that did play. Still being put in the can. We got 2 movies coming up. One from Rayford called Steel Jaw, and another one from Little Willie called The Blackest. An action historical thriller romance.
Oh my.
And Rayford's making a comedy thriller action. Interesting choices.
For someone that is racist, I don't think you should make a comedy.
Well, I mean, these are all traits that are in the game. Okay, so we got our post-production.
Oh.
Oh, directors and editors, composers receive twice as much experience for participating in post-production. That actually might be good. We don't have a sound studio. Recording studio large enough to accommodate a full orchestra. Or our own film lab. We call on focus groups? No. Yeah, no. Sound studio. Because back then, their focus groups were not super big back then. They did a lot of... there was, especially in the 60s, at the Nielsen families, the Nielsen ratings. And it was just basically like there was a bunch of randomly selected private individual families that were selected in America. And it was a complete secret who they were. And then they would send like, oh, what did you think of this show or whatever? And the families were supposed to fill out these survey cards, and then they would send it back, and that's how they knew if the movies were any good or bad, TV shows, whatever. Yeah, there's a reason why the system doesn't exist anymore, because it's all just fucking made up. And then they switched to focus groups, which I don't agree with at all, because I think the majority of people in the general public need to be less of like who's shopping at the mall, if that's who your audience is. So I'm going to say soundstage. We need good sound.
Yeah, it would either be a sound studio or concert hall.
The concert hall's later. Like, this is fine. We can always rent a concert hall to film orchestras. But an actual sound studio that we have in our own office here or in-house, excellent. Because if sound off, I mean, you guys heard us stream before. Sound is a very big problem with a lot of media. You want to take care of that in-house. Sorry, what's our next upgrade here? Our distribution department.
Wait a second.
Analytics, marketing and outreach, a printing office.
Let me check the printing office for a moment.
Theater management.
I feel like the printing office might be a really important thing.
Opens up a printing office where you can print duplicates of your films in 5 weeks. It would take us several years. Or we can get a theater management for buying and selling theaters, which I don't think we need at this moment. And then marketing. Hospice visits. Yeah, let's go to the hospice, the orphanages, somebody's wedding. Interesting. Oh, it's a secret. Whatever this is. Must be some dark path. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Printing office it is.
Because at that time, you only had the option to go to the movies. But when it started becoming common to like, hey, here you go. Add a tagline.
Joe Duvall in Messenger of Death, our premiere movie. Okay, that didn't do anything. Let's add a tagline.
Indeed.
Oh, I get it. I do this. Nah, it needs a tagline. That'll be in the credits.
I think it's fine. We don't need a tagline. Just need to... Ah, that's actually really good.
When the Reaper comes knocking, who do you call? Just riffing off the top of my head best I can. All right. Do we have a repair crew? With a repair crew, you'll be able to repair buildings. Yeah. 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 We need a repair crew.
Oh my. I want to see the medium landscaping. Let me see that one.
A reasonable amount of landscaping for the studio grounds.
Oh. So this means that we can get more space.
This upgrade will be available in later versions of the game. Oh. Oh, I see. Well, we're getting the repair crew. All right, let's take a look at our other upgrades here. We got a legal department, which only has one path. This next one is our PR department. You can donate to charity to earn reputation points. Or we can profitable films increase the studio's reputation twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to... Well, I mean, charity's cool, but we don't have the funds for that right now. We're kind of a charity in our own way. HR services opens a services department where you can offer your employees gifts, services, and entertainment. Oh, yeah, I've read about these. So, like, they would be like people coming in here and giving gifts and doing a bunch of random exchanges.
Ethnic composition.
Maintain the ethnic composition of the studio's staff. It's essentially just like, you know, how many people in this movie are all white people kind of thing. So we'll just go ahead and go with that because I don't really agree with the services. I'm sure this is going to come into play later and probably going to need it, but personally speaking, I think this department is kind of, you know, unless we're offering them, we're not. I was gonna say like, we're not offering them any like stores or anything, so it's just literally a bunch of like hoo-ha. I'm not gonna go for that. Our financial department enables you to borrow $500,000 for 1 year at 22%. Oh,
that's a lot.
Well, I'm not getting
22%?
Well, I don't have another choice. I'm just gonna. This is just to unlock the option to do that. And I think everything else is being built, so let's keep on trucking. Oh, here we go. The KinoMark rating system measures audience reviews on the day of the premiere. If you're sure you released a quality film, but people aren't appreciating it, then you may have lured the wrong audience to theaters. So our KinoMark is A+. Cornelius Schroeder says, a fascinating farewell from a real actor's actor. It's a tragedy that the film's title would turn out to be so prophetic for our beloved Joe Duvall. Earl McKinney says, as an exciting detective story whose title mirrors the tragic fate of the film star. Could this really be just a coincidence? But he's still 5 stars on that. Roy Cox says, a movie that will constantly keep you in suspense. The main villain is so creepy you could faint. Anyone who watches this film will have dreams about the knife scene for a long time. And then finally from Jeanette Foley, you might find it difficult to sit through this brutal and chilling film, but Joe Duvall's triumphant role rewards the effort. His death is a tragedy to every woman. Ah. Well done, everybody. Experience points in the break room. Well, Joel Duvall didn't get any experience points because he's dead, but all the other actors did, so good for them.
We really need to spend get like a lot of money for this movie. No, our profit.
Well, right now, this is because we have to go through 4 weeks gross. We don't know what our profits are going to be until the movie fully plays out for the month. So we'll have to come back to this after that, and then we'll see if at least we break even, which is what I was hoping we would do for my first film studio thing. Yeah, I'd love it if it made lots of money, but if I prefer the goal to be break even in the very beginning, so that way we can at least show that we can do quality films, so we could build equity with, you know, anybody out there who has money or influence. At least that's my goal. Because once the equity's been built, then they'll give you more money to make better quality products. But you have to have a good quality product out the gate. I got a lot of influence points out of that. Now, the script department submitted a new story idea. Another action movie.
I don't think we have any. I think we should probably sit on it for a while.
Yeah, I'll sit on it. We'll sit on these ideas.
Because I think just deleting it does not do anything. Like, you can still make more ideas.
Oh, it's Tark. He says, I borrowed a little money from some people. They seem like good guys. They have honest eyes. I'm a great judge of people. But now some annoying jerk is following me around everywhere demanding I pay off the debt. I'd return the whole amount today, but I need a little time to recoup. You know what they say. You might be strong, but the cards are always stronger. That's all nonsense, by the way. I'll show the cards who's boss. So can you let me go for a couple months while I sort this mess out?
Is he working on anything right now?
Yeah, he's working on our current screenplay. No. He's
Oh my
unhappy?
god. He's on zero happiness. He's so unhappy. He's going to suicide,
How
bro.
could you? Finish the movie first, then go deal with your debts. So it looks like Asphalt Skin by Supreme actually made 1.4 million in the box office. As well, the Statue of No Liberty got 2.3 million. So we're doing, I'm thinking we're going to pull some good, oh man, look at our first 2 weeks.
What?
We're already at
Oh
1
my
point,
god.
yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Our audience are sticky with us. That's amazing.
Hey, we put
They're
it at,
rewatching it.
well, we marketed it for adults, and that's what it is. Oh, you weren't working on anything. Well, I could have actually been cool. It doesn't matter. You'll find happiness again. Pre-production. All right. Handpick actors, directors, select sets, tech, and more. All right. This is where we have to put on the big pants. For head of pre-production, we've got a real strong candidate in the center. But also we have more influence.
You know, I like Donald.
Me too.
He he seems like an all-right guy. He is really loyal. He is so happy that he can like kiss your hand and go, you're the best person that ever lived.
All right, we need our 3 actors. These actors remained as 2 after a change ownership. What are their names? Well, obviously, this is going to be Renton Firebrand. This is Lady at the Desk. And our final one. Dreamos. Oh, we got more actors. Coming up with names here. Yeah.
We should name a guy after. Well, should we name a guy after Goat?
You're right.
Perfect. Perfection.
And John Bullysnake. Okay, here's our directors.
You have to remember, one of these are racist. Because we have had a racist guy every time, so one of these might be racist.
Okay.
But you see, when you have mustaches like this in the old times, they are always racist.
No, they're not.
You gotta believe, Crow.
I do believe. How about... Chip Summertime. And this other guy will be called... That's right. Chip Summertime and Dale Winterson. Thank you for that. All right. Casting office, sets and props, technical support. For purchasing new filming equipment, hiring technical staff. These are all really important.
They are.
We're not going to hire anyone new at this time. I'd say we definitely want to start with one of these three. And I'm leaning toward the sets and props, personally.
I'm leaning a little bit towards the technical support because then it's out of the way.
Well, it's true. I was going to do sets and props and then do this. Because this gets done first.
Mm. Okay, we have to see if we have any racist actors.
I think we're fine. Oh, the legendary Lydia Globe is back in the saddle. Nearly. Yeah, honey, I know you expected me to start a new film right away, but getting used to talking is taking a lot longer than I expected. You gotta understand, a bird that's used to flying in the clouds can't just dive down to the bottom of the ocean without a little preparation first. I'm doing speech exercises with masters of the stage, stretching out my vocal cords, drinking egg cocktail. Oh, gross. Getting that velvety voice in the morning. You can already notice the difference. That's right, honey. So please, I'm begging you. I mean, really begging you. Give me 3 more months to get ready for my first talking role. You'll see your patience will pay off.
The thing to remind right now, she's very unhappy.
Yeah. The first 4 weeks were successful. The film is still making a lot more money at the box office than we're paying in rental fees. We'll make a lot more if we extend our original distribution. Click expand distribution to keep paying the movie for another 4 weeks under the same terms. Well, our attendance is dropping about 10% every week.
Yeah, let's extend it for like at least like 4 weeks would do. What?
Yeah, we'll extend it. Get a couple extra dollars out of it.
We have to check our actors though. It is very important.
Well, I'm trying to, but every time I do, the game does something.
Where is the actors?
Well, I don't know.
Is it on the top right?
Let's see. We have Goat. Leader, likes to take charge, but can find it difficult to work on a team of equals. He's hot-tempered. We also have Night Owl, who's chaste, avoids conversations and activities that he considers indecent or immoral. If only you knew the real Night Owl. No, I'm kidding. John Bullysnake, who is an alcoholic and a misogynist. Doesn't view women as real people. Wow. Damn. Renton Firebrand she emphasizes even her most insignificant accomplishments and demands more respect than she merits. She's conceited, apparently. Grimos is racist and has trouble keeping his heightened sex drive under control.
So you see, we have to make sure that Night Owl and Grimmels are always working together.
The lady at the desk is also undisciplined, violates agreements, spits on the unspoken rules, and wreaks havoc on deadlines and schedules. And an addict. She's her drug addiction makes her erratic and hard to control. Yeah, I don't think she's going to be in a lot of movies. Not in my movies, anyway. So let's take a look at our directors. We got Dale Winterson, a perfectionist. He likes to work to be as close to the ideal possible, or rather, whatever he takes to be the ideal. This attitude can lead to stress and overwork and often doesn't improve the result. This next one is Chip Summertime, who says, keeps his commitments, doesn't step out of line, and strictly follows the agreed plan, so he's disciplined. Chip Summertime's the man who gets the job done. We got our producers, Vincent Rooks and Roy Spencer. Harry Ray and Thomas Morrison. Composers are good. All right. Let's hit play. Too many managers. Well, this is turning into a big studio. Each one of these departments has one manager.
Gotta have a mid-manager for the mid-manager.
Production. Make movies. Yeah, I made this a higher quality office on purpose. So we needed the head of the production department. Gene is probably the most qualified and most useful individual out of all of these guys.
I feel like we should just pick Gene. There's no reason not to do it.
Yeah.
It is so important to have a good manager.
Oh,
when
Renton's come back to us. I hear Lydia Globe is coming back out of retirement. Well, what I actually heard was that she never retired at all. She just went off to work on her voice so she can steal even more roles from us. It's too much to hope for. That greedy bitch did finally retire. There's got to be an ounce of justice in this business. Okay, I'll take that into consideration. Thank you very much. Please leave my office. Please leave my office. Don't come back here. Double XP for directors, actors, and cinematographers. That might be okay. Level 2 soundstage. Production support. We probably need production support. Line production office. Yeah. Yes. We definitely need a line production office. A soundstage too. I mean, we do have a level 1 soundstage, but we definitely want a better one. Double XP is going to take a long time to get to, but apparently I can
feel like...
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like we should pick production support, just knowing the developers are most likely going to screw us over if we do not have it.
No, it's true. This is a tough choice. We definitely want to have production support, but we can't do anything without a line production team, which we will need. Line producers are probably some of the most overworked individuals in the industry because they do pretty much everything. They get to have the title of producer with all of the work. The line producer is the person who's making sure everything comes up on time, but I think production support's important. You have to feed your people. They're still human beings. If you don't feed them, they become cranky, they start turning into apes, and then that becomes a problem. Because when they turn into apes, it becomes a harder movie to make. Chill, Toots. Oh, we get our producer's office. I did make it lower quality, because I don't care about producers.
You know, we don't really need good producers, right? We should just hire the cheapest one.
Yeah, and have them level up. I agree with that. He may be the lowest qualified, but he also gets paid the less, and he doesn't seem to have a problem with us. So, script department. Oh, we have a story workshop.
Oh.
We could build sequels. I don't know how we would make a sequel to our first movie. The main actor's dead. I kind of want more experience points. The screenwriter can correct problems in a script during filming if necessary. That's incredibly useful. Why isn't that just a thing you can do? Why do I have to unlock that? Yeah, I think this is important. We need to have this.
We do.
So for 100K, I can give it 20 days less. Yeah, no thanks.
I feel like it's kind of a bad idea to speed up research at this point.
Yeah. Level 1 soundstage. Time to build our soundstage. We're going to build it near... Let's see, where is the production office? This is it right here. This is the main production office. So let's do it right there. Oh, you got to be done in like, and this needs to be the top quality. We want the best quality soundstage we can get. A soundstage is like a hangar, basically, where they put all of the film and production stuff. It's mostly supposed to be soundproof from the outside. We are by a road, and the cars in the 1920s are not exactly known for their quietness. And now I need to build a story workshop. And apparently I can build more than one soundstage, which I will want to do. All right, we need a story workshop, and I'm going to put it right across the street. Yeah, make it a good one. Why not? Hey, Hat, how's it going? You're going to be my next person I put in the game.
Ah.
How is Tark doing? Tark is still unhappy. Well, you know, Tark, you would be much more happy. Oh, we got some new stuff. We got another one, a historical and an action. A tropical historical with a cop?
What?
No.
No, Crow. Oh.
No, what?
That seems like an amazing idea.
No, it's not, Rayford. It is not. That is not a good combination of genres. How is that going to relate to the American people when a cop from Cleveland goes to Bermuda? No, nobody cares.
Hello, Hat.
I also put the language on this stream as Danish as well, so that way if somebody Danish shows up, you can tell them that you are also that. I am very interested. I think this cop one might actually be a pretty good one. Once you're done writing this one, I'm going to put you on this one. So our story workshop's being built. I'm digging the Sims vibe of this 100%. Oh, what's up? Producer. 2 projects per producer. What do you mean they're not doing 2? What the fuck am I hiring them for?
They're just lazy bastard.
2 projects per producer. Dude, you're gonna be doing like 5. And like you're gonna be so like there's only 2 of you here. Upgrade. Yeah.
Get to work, lazy bastard.
All right. It looks like I think we've reached the end of their distribution, but over the 4 weeks we've gained another $1 million with a total gross of $3.1 million for Messenger of Death. Our first movie with a pretty good actor in it. It was a profitable film. And that goes into our reputation points. We reached number 1 at the box office with this movie, so hell yeah. Well done, everybody.
Clap yourself on the back and say, good job.
Look how many people seen this movie. 15 million people went to the theaters in 1929 and saw our movie, Messenger of Death. Now, before we pat ourselves too much on the back, a lot of this movie was already written and ready to like be edited. So we really just came by and made it happen. The previous studio just tried to bury it.
But we did all the work, right?
We did. Our movie's now in the archive. Our construction's completed on the security office. Head of security. All right. Who's going to be the head of security? We need somebody who's actually good, though.
Look at that cheap guy. He only wants 346. He's basically doing us a favor. And he's level 2.
I have a feeling he's got some trait that offsets all of this. But I also think he's the most experienced, qualified, happy, you know. Why not? I'm sure he's perfectly fine as a person. Let's make sure. Yeah. Okay. So he doesn't have any negative traits that I can see. Security services, where you can organize surveillance, investigate any employee beatings, kidnappings, or murders. We need an office for this? Why? Was it that common that we needed to have, like, oh, that's our in-house detective? Like, come on. What? That's insane.
Oh my god. Look at that to the left of us.
Operations center. Oh, contract killings, abductions? Opens an operations center where you can organize kidnappings, murders, and the like. I can do... Okay, well, this one seems more plausible. Like, I feel like this is just us being a criminal. This is just us having our own private detective force? Weird.
So the one to the top of us is for automatic protection, while the one to the right of us is for like more active protection, it seems.
Yeah.
This will just automatically go, yeah, we can't like protected you this time, but good luck on the next time.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire a bodyguard because you do need set security. It's not just the people on the set, but people off the set. Somebody walks in like, oh, what are you guys filming? Can I be in it? And you need somebody who's actually like a security personnel to like toss them out on the street. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, Evil Psyduck's back. He says, I was poring over the pile of documents we inherited and came across something rather interesting. It turns out that the previous studio promised the late Joe Duvall 25% of the box office for the film Messenger of Death. It seems his condition was added at the last minute. It was introduced as an amendment to the main contract just a few days before Duvall's death. No one even warned us about it. Apparently the Duvall family doesn't even know about it. And what difference should it make to them? Over his 5-year career, the guy starred in 8 hits. His inheritance should be enough for several generations. Not that it ever would anyway, of course. The only people enjoying Duvall's money are his drunk father and 2 aunts. The box office take has been substantial. The percentage we owe him is $799,000. Should we contract his relatives and tell them they can start looking for another beachfront villa?
I feel like this is one of those where his family added it, and if we do not do anything about it, they will contact us and say we are fraudsters, and then we have 2 million we'd have to pay them.
I feel like you're right. I think that his family might actually have something to do with his death.
Yeah. Like, I'm very, very sure we will get sued.
You're right. We need to pay them now. Yeah, we need to pay. We got to be on the right side of the law in this one because people are very litigious in America and in Hollywood especially. So let's take a look at what our competition's doing. After 8 weeks in the take of $3 million in the box, Digsbury Pictures has concluded its distribution of Messenger of Death. That's right, Digsbury Pictures' cornerstone film. After 8 weeks, yeah, we got $3 million out of that. Not bad for 1929, eh? Yeah, we need security. We can't not have security. Up. Up. Steel jaw. Okay. It's not exactly a hit, but, you know. You gained a level, Rayford. Well done. Now you can take your racism to a new level. I'm kidding.
God. What have you done?
Thriller, comedy, and action. Modern American City. Protagonist is a cop. Antagonist is a criminal mastermind, damsel in distress. A shootout. The finale is the sweetheart stays together.
I feel like we should shelve it.
Yeah. It was a good attempt, but unfortunately, I don't think we're going to go with that idea. However, I would like you to work on another movie. You still get the experience points. This one...
From what I see, I feel like you should always pick the ideas and make them work on something.
Yeah.
Just so they can level up their skills.
All right. One of 6 sound stages are being constructed. Our maintenance facility has nothing to report. Let's see what the maintenance costs. Looks like maintenance is pretty high. I don't want that, sorry. How's post-production handling? They need a movie. They need something to do. All right, writers, keep writing, because if we don't get any movies, we're not going to be able to produce anything, and, well, I'm paying a bunch of people for sitting around and doing nothing. Ah, yes, the level 1 soundstage, finally. Oh, we got to give the soundstage a name. Oh, I know what we'll name it. Duval. Let's see. The Duval stage. In memory of our great John Duval, who gave us a wonderful movie right out the gate. We're gonna name a studio after him. I mean, we all we have so much goodwill right now. Like, here we go. Oh, here we go. The Blackest has got a...
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we have to work on something.
Well, Little Willie leveled up, so there we go.
We have to work on something.
I agree. This one is actually 4 different genres: romance, historical, thriller, and action. Set in a modern American city with a protagonist that's a detective, an antagonist that's a bandit, a supporting character is a rival. Unrequited love is one of the... sometimes affections are unreciprocated no matter what they do. And the protagonist gets a better chance for a better life.
I feel like it would be interesting enough.
Yeah, especially since we're about to go into the Great Depression. Yeah.
Indeed.
Let's go ahead and do that one. All right, here we go, boys. Let's plan this out. This is a cool animation. All right. First, for the Blackest, we're going to need... These are the places where the events of the film take place. The characters spend most of their time in the locations highlighted in gold, so most of the filming will take place there. Only minor scenes will be filmed at secondary locations. You need to decide which scenes should be shot on a soundstage and which should be better filmed on location. Select the location quality. On a soundstation, location quality includes the filming equipment, scenery, and design. Outdoors, emphasis on the beauty and authenticity of the natural scenes. If you plan to film some of the film scenes on a soundstage, select which soundstage you would like to use. We only have one. You can always change your mind about this project and cancel it. The script will be shelved until a more opportune moment arises. I can't rename it. Otherwise, I would. Our cinematographer, we got drug addict Thomas Morrison and Calm.
Oh.
He's very unhappy, though.
Might as well. He might become a really happy guy after we start filming. Right? People love working, being hassled.
Dan Slacker says try simply clicking into the title. Oh. Thank you. Much appreciated. This one is going to actually be called Goober Gang.
Goober Gang.
You know what? A drug
The
addict,
thing is,
he might be on drugs, but he's going to make a hell of a movie. We're going to shoot it on the Duval stage. So, we got a couple of places we need to pick. Location for the city streets. We're going to be in... I guess we can only pick what we can get. If we had a scouting office, we can get higher quality places. Okay. 32 days to do a filming on city streets. It's going to cost us $20K. Or if we do it in a soundstage, it'll cost us less. But the authenticity will make the film look a lot better. Outsides should always be kind of natural, in my opinion. But that's just a personal choice. I'll turn this down a little bit. The next one I'm going to pick is city interiors are going to be inside. Easier to control, and we could build things a lot easier. All right, movie theater. Well, we'll make that interior as well. The station. Huh?
Yeah, let's pick outside for the next two ones. It's basically a lot cheaper to like rent a station or a hotel.
It's actually not.
Oh.
It's not cheaper because not only do you have to... It's a lot of work that goes into actually renting a place, and then you have to get the right permits, and you also have to have people that are going to be... Because if you're renting a police station, you need the police to not be there. I mean, they could be in the movie, sure. That could be part of the contract. That just takes longer and costs more money. We can build our own station. We can build our own movie theater. And I believe we can even build our own hotel. We definitely do not want to shoot this in an actual hotel. The total filming time is the sum of all the filming days at each location plus the Saturdays and Sundays in between. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All exterior city streets. Yeah. I think this is good.
Let us do it. We might as well. I mean, it's a pretty horrible movie, so I do not think we should use too much time on it.
You're right. You know what? I'm going to have them shoot the city interiors also on location. And then the rest of these will all be interiors.
Let's do it.
Yeah. We'll have some places that are nice city interior areas, and then the rest of these will be our to control. We need some authenticity in the movie, because if it looks too fake, because we have cheap stuff anyway, people are going to notice. But if we make the movie theater, station, and hotel look cheap, nobody's going to care, I feel. Goober Gang is going to be a hit. I guarantee it. All right, our filming technology. A doubler. Practicality. Yeah, less chance of it breaking down. It's the only camera we got. It's a 35mm. Black and white. You can tell by that sign. Gold standard. And then our sound technology, that's going to be our Sonotone mono audio. Sound is recorded on a separate medium, which is played simultaneously with the film. The mono sound is acceptable, but the format suffers from synchronization problems between sound and image. Very true. This is why we're also building up our own sound stuff. Audio in a movie will definitely make people not want to watch it if it's bad. All right, we have some extras. 1 to 10. I don't want that many extras. It really doesn't need to be that many.
Yeah, just enough.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree with this. Our producer. He's got no loyalty to me. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and go with our boy Roy.
What a boy.
Or maybe I can get Vincent to be nicer to me. Maybe this will be a movie. If it does well, he'll be more loyal. Our director is going to be either Chip Summertime or Dale Winterson. We don't know what they don't have any established genres or themes, so it could be either.
I feel like if we use all our expensive stuff right now, we won't have them available for like an even better movie later.
Very
so this is like a good practice movie for everyone, but
you're right. All right, we do have Clark Gable, aka Night Owl. So who's going to be the detective? I think he could do the detective. Drama, action. He's good at playing the criminal mastermind. He was playing the bandit. All right. Well, none of these all seem to be fitting a detective very well, but I think... You want to be the detective? Okay. Time to up your skills. And your rival is either between Renton Firebrand and the Lady at the Desk.
Mm.
She played an evil witch, love interest. Actually, I see it now. They all have their own different genres. Let me double check the detective again. Is this a genre for him? No. It needs to be either romance, action, thriller, or historical.
They do a detective later on. Like, you have done a detective role recently, this guy?
Yeah. Gramos seems actually like the good pick, and I think the rival... is somebody like Renton here. Because I want the movie to have a chance of being good. And the only way I can do that is putting people who actually like doing these genres in these movies. But do not worry. I'm sure there are more roles. Actually, I think he plays the bandit better, doesn't he? I think Grimos does. Yeah, I think Grimos plays the bandit better. Or would that be Goat? Well, Goat's more experienced. Let's go ahead and put Grimos in there so he can gain some EXP.
Yeah, Goat is our all-star. He will be in all our best movies to make sure it has 100% success radio.
Yup. Oh, to begin pre-production process, you'll first need to officially stamp and approve your plans. Oh, look, our Digsbury logo even has like the little bear heads on our stamp.
That's awesome.
Okay. All production tasks are handled together. The longest task will be preparing location city streets. That's fine. Yeah. It's going to cost $334,000 to film this movie. This stinker. But I don't think it'll be...
This will only
It's going to only make everyone better, and I think it's going to be a good movie. I mean, it was written by Little Willie, so obviously.
We might as well see what happens when you're making a really bad movie.
Accepted.
And starting the project in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, we're having another movie being written called Death Delivery Service. Let's see our ideas. Yes. A comedy with a cop set in a fantasy kingdom?
Oh, yes. Please.
Who can write that, though?
Little Willie.
I kind of want Tark to write it.
Yeah, might as well. He needs some way to like increase his happiness.
Oh, and then apparently the movie that we got from you as well, Steel Jaws, on the shelf. For now. Well, Goober Gang is being made. Hello.
Hello.
You got it, Tark. Oh, can I construct a new soundstage? I'll have 2 level 1s. I'll put them right next to each other. Across the street now, right behind him. Right there. I'm going to call on... yeah, we want good condition. Yes, it's more expensive, but again, the condition of the building is kind of important. Again, it's 1929. We haven't entered the Great Depression yet, so I'm just like preparing. This is me from the future preparing to just spend the money that I know is not going to exist after a while. Oh man, you can even see the heat waves. Oh yeah, man, California is a hot place. Oh, security. Finally got a bodyguard. Security personnel assigned to as bodyguards gain more experience for successfully repelling an attack. Are we going to be attacked?
Oh, God. We should probably take care of security services, right?
Yeah. I could knock a whole 50 days off of the build if I put 100K in there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let it do its thing.
I feel like it's kind of a trap to do it.
Yeah, well, it's only a trap when the current limit is 10%. Once the limit's raised, then we can do more. Because right now we have pretty good influence for our start. At least it's what it seems like, unless there's numbers like in the 4 digits or something. Ah. Story workshop is completed. Let's take a look.
Very good. Great new.
Okay, we're going to be creating a new movie. And I'm going to go by what you guys say in chat. Hey, Chippy, how's it going? I'm only going to play for probably another 15 minutes. I've got stuff I need to complete today before I get into stuff later this evening.
Gee. Just in time to make our very first homemade movie.
Yeah. What do you think? What should be the name of our first ever WBPLW movie? Because I don't know. Ah, yes.
Knife Fight City.
Knife Fight City. It's going to be an action movie.
It should just be pure action. That feels like an exact Knife Fight City movie.
Adventure.
Maybe just 10% adventure. If you can roll the slide a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Maybe like 10% thriller.
Okay. 10% thriller, 10% adventure, 100% act. No, that's.
And what does the settings do? A setting?
Yes, we got to pick our setting.
Ah.
Our setting is going to be a modern American city. But I wasn't done with the genres. %, romance. We also have to get couples into the theater. Modern American city. Remember, not every film needs an antagonist. A romantic comedy, for instance, can do without a clearly defined villain. Oh, we're gonna need a protagonist. We need somebody who is... I guess we get more cards later. A working man. Daring adventurer.
What would
A cop. Oh, yeah.
hell yeah.
And our antagonist? A criminal mastermind. Our supporting characters? Let's see. We're going to have...
How about a femme fatale? We want
a femme fatale. Yes.
100%. Do we want more angry supporting characters?
Sidekick.
Hell yeah.
We need a sidekick.
This will be the best movie that I've been. I think we do not have more actors to fill out the role, so I think this is about it.
All right. Themes and events.
Shootout.
Avenging loved ones is a good one. Strict father. Yeah. Yeah, my strict father, sidekick, and also a femme fatale go to Knife Fight City. Yeah, we definitely need a love interest. Oh, never mind, we don't. Okay. No sidekick. Okay, we'll do a cop seeking vengeance. Or a search for a killer.
I feel like we should do Search for a Killer.
Avenging loved ones. Oh.
No.
Gotta pick a finale.
Antagonists get killed.
Yes. A cop, a femme fatale is a supporting character. Criminal mastermind searching for a killer. The antagonist gets shot at the end. Easy. And I think that having that femme fatale helps. Hell yeah.
If only we had a good screenwriter.
Well, we do. We have Little Willie.
Greatest man that have ever lived.
There he is, smoking and typing. Doing his very best. Now, the rest of our movie studio is just desert, but it will eventually evolve to more things. They just have so many more movies in production than we do. I can't stand it.
We will get there. We only just begun.
What do they got that I don't? Oh, Introvert Ann, our public relations executive. I just got a call from Ed Miller, a journalist for the Los Angeles Tribune. He says he fell in love with our first film and wants to honor him with a tour of the studio. I'm no idiot, of course. Miller doesn't write about movies. He's an investigative journalist. Recently, a cement plant in Santa Barbara was closed after one of his articles was published. And for the record, the cement they made there was excellent, one of 10 best in the state. Okay, she just knows that. I don't know what this asshole hopes to find out, but he likes to pluck colorful facts out of the air. Fortunately, he likes beautiful women even more. Let's choose a young actress this week, someone loyal and not too talkative. She can show Miller around the studio, drink champagne with him, charm her with her charisma. I bet we'll have him melting.
I mean, he's going to write the article anyway. But
yeah, let's do that. I'll have one of our actresses act that she's interested into this dude, so he leaves us alone. And we'll pay her, whatever she wants. Now, if it ends up becoming a thing where we're paying her to like take this guy out or whatever, then I'm gonna turn that off. No, I'm not going to be a pimp for my actors.
What is the GG thing on the bottom?
Oh, Goober Gang.
Ah. Oh.
Ooh, Goober Gang's going up. It's almost a solid 3 out of 10. But hey, look, we're doing all right. We picked like all the best choices for this. So it's going to be 5 days a week, 12 hours a day.
But we do have security. But no staff fight. How do we get security?
I'm going to find out. Oh, I can actually just provide protection.
That might be it.
Ah, we need to employ somebody.
We need the most loyal people.
100%. I'm thinking Joe might be good.
I'm thinking Bob. He is very young, we could train him up, and he's cheap and quite well dressed. Look at that mustache for an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
That is completely fake.
I'm 100% an 18-year-old boy. You're like, no, you're not.
That is completely fake mustache, and everyone knows it.
All right, let's get into the production for security. Yes, we're going to hire Bob to be our security. Yeah, we don't have a second unit film yet, but we will. They're going to be filming over on the Duval stage. Uh-huh. Wait, was I supposed to do something? Ah, well.
I think we were supposed to do something.
In an investigation published by the Los Angeles Tribune, journalist Ed Miller delves into the connection between bootleggers and Hollywood. According to Miller, some film studios launder alcohol money through their cinema chains. The writer doesn't provide any hard facts. Digsbury Pictures is specifically mentioned. Why is it necessary to buy out a studio that just gone bankrupt? Certainly not to make movies. I think you know the answer. This asshole just tanked our fucking reputation. Well, shit. Can I stop that guy? I'm just going to try to stop that guy before he gets away with it. Yeah, Dave, this is a really good one. Oh, I have to add an actress. Renton, go in there and punch this man in the face. What am I offering? What is this?
She wants money for it, I think.
Oh, I see. This is the amount of alcohol I have to spend.
Should we press the add offer thing? Ah, I see.
Oh, that's at the minimum they would accept. Oh, I see. A deal has been struck. One of your actresses will give Los Angeles Tribune reporter Ed Miller a tour of the studio within a week. The actress must be under 30 and have a loyalty above 50. Okay. Renton's just gonna choke this guy until he fucking leaves. Introvert Anne's back. Renton was marvelous. By midday, Ed Miller was dead drunk, fell asleep in the maid office bathroom. We had to force the door and carry his half-dead body home to his wife. She was so grateful that she treated our guys to apple pie. Looks like we're in good standing with the Miller family.
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah. Renton got him crunk, and then he,
And weaving good production with the Goober Gang. Oh, yeah.
Our pre-production's going up, that's right. Now, we saw this earlier, because I did reload it. Yeah, now we can do that. Before we get started on that, I need to actually hire our security. And that was our friend Bob. Now, Bob is going to be working security on this film because, yeah. We don't want anybody coming in here and trying to make a mess of things. I could do that myself. His wife kills him for us when he wakes up. Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot, Dan. Oh, look at this. In an investigation published by the Los Angeles Tribune, journalist Ed Miller delves into connection. The writer doesn't provide any hard facts, but instead do with the implication of circumstance. The only studio, in Miller's opinion, that is definitely not involved in such schemes is Digsbury Pictures. This young, ambitious film company is clearly above such activities. Their goal, he wrote, is to alleviate American culture and earn money through honest work. Also, I didn't drink a single drop of alcohol. Yeah. But now we have more reputation. well, we're well known for being honest, which we kind of are, and we're making solid movies. I feel like we're doing. This is like the best, but I do have to go now. This is actually the end of my time. For me, I have to go do things. But this was a lot of fun. Oh, I can save it after. Oh yeah, there we go. Digsbury on the rise.
Greatest movie studio that have ever been made.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it for now. Thanks a lot, everybody, for stopping by. And we'll see you next time here on WBPL 76. Have a good one.
Bye-bye, everyone.